Welcome to the show that looks at truth, fiction, and reality with a smirk. I'm Aaron Peterson.
I'm Amanda Sink.
And I'm Zach Parkerson.
And welcome to Smirk. We are back. Are you excited? I'm excited. This time,
I'm smirking.
Amanda, this week it is yours. Correct.
It is mine, yeah.
You have a story. You haven't had the last time you had listener stories, right?
I did have listener stories.
So this time you're actually going to tell us one of your own. The way I looked, I just briefly glanced. I didn't read it ahead of time. I just glanced and it was very long. So should we get a pillow?
I mean, maybe.
Start a fire?
Grab a pizza.
Ooh,
wow.
Crackling fire. That sounds nice.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a hint? Like, what are we talking about this week? Do we get any kind of hint, or we're just going to ride this puppy up?
I can give you the title right now.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a big hint.
Well, I mean, it's already in the show notes, so
Yeah.
not really telling us.
they
I
can
guess
see
everyone
it.
listening already knows.
Yeah.
Starving for more.
Oh, this could go either way.
This could go in a lot of ways.
This could get naughty.
Maybe
Yeah,
it is.
it kind of made me think it was a little sexy.
It could be. Now, when I read you this story, think of sexy the whole time. And then at the end, I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Well, wouldn't we know
If it
by
was
then?
sexy, I'll decide whether or not it's sexy. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, tell us your sexy tale.
All right.
Yeah, do it in that kind of voice too.
No. Sexy.
No, don't
Becky,
do whatever.
look at that butt.
Whatever
what if I
that
read this
was,
story that entire
stop
time?
it. Just stop it. We just lost 40 listeners right there.
But, like, I
only
want to
had
tell you this
42.
story.
Yeah, we lost 98% of the audience. I
Way
think
to
my mom
go.
just unsubscribed.
All right, let's hear your story.
It's November in the city, and there's so much to do. Lights are strung tree to tree, and there's people everywhere. She will be in soon, and their plans are set for the weekend. 2 women in Chicago, what are they to do? Walking the city, an Uber here or there, Kindle Market, and of course, the shopping center. But could there be more? Blanche is set to arrive in the late evening, just in time for Dorothy to get in on the train. 2 friends who come from different areas to meet up and see each other periodically throughout the year. Whenever they get together for a few days, they cook for each other, drink wine together, and talk about everything from shallow fashion discussion to the deep topics of their past and emotional turmoils. They're having a great weekend hanging out in their hotel room together, doing what they do best. But now it's time to figure out dinner. "What are you thinking for dinner?" Dorothy asked Blanche. Blanche responded with a high level of enthusiasm and anticipation. "Well, we're in Chicago, so pizza." Dorothy nodded in complete agreement. "That's a great idea. We should get deep dish." The 2 women ordered their favorite deep dish pizza, a couple appetizers like wings and salad, and sat on their hotel bed together eating as much pizza as they had love for their friendship. The next day strolls around and they look forward to some activities they're going to do together, albeit in the cold. Blanche is really excited because she loves to shop. She's a total girl. While Dorothy is excited for the Kindle Market and just to spend time with her long-distance friend. They start up their morning and get ready, which takes much longer than a Lord of the Rings film. And when it's finally time to go, they're starved. They both discuss and agree that they should probably get lunch somewhere before they go shopping since they'll be on foot. After about 40 minutes of indecisiveness, looking at Yelp reviews, and the 15 minutes alone it took to decide on a cuisine type, they finally decide on a Japanese hibachi. This means they're going to get an Uber for a 30-minute drive, to sit down and eat for probably 30 minutes, and then another Uber drive 30 minutes back. But the 2 of them have a lot of fun exploring, and they love to try new places to eat together. Blanche and Dorothy set out for Blanche's happy place, the shopping mall in Chicago. They go around to different stores, they take photos of the beautifully lit Christmas trees, they obviously buy a few things, and of course you can't forget listening to live music on the street as you're passing by. The exquisite nature of a city that's so rich with culture, and exploring with one of your best is really an ideal experience. They set out back to the hotel so they can drop their bags, and also so Dorothy can talk about how tired she is, and it's nearing her bedtime. But they're both pretty excited for their next adventure to the Kindle Market, so they change their clothes and get ready. They go to the Kindle Market and try all sorts of new tasty things, like hot chocolate in a cute little mug, freshly fried cheese on a portable grill, and explore the cleverly unique Christmas ornaments. Their feet are beginning to hurt and it's pretty cold outside. They can only snuggle together for so long. So they decide to grab an Uber and head back to the hotel. It's nearing 10 or 11 p.m., which means that a lot of the food places are closing. They still hadn't had dinner, so it was time to go back to the Yelp reviews. They search for a couple different places in the area, but most of them aren't open. They call one spot that's right across the street from their hotel, and Blanche speaks with the hostess, who says they're closed. Quite puzzled, Blanche responds to the hostess that it says they're open for about another hour, and she just wanted to know about seating. The hostess responds again that they're closed, so Blanche decides it's not worth the extra work to try to get a table in there. After perusing the internet for a little while, Dorothy stumbled on a place that wasn't too far away, had their regular menu for about another hour, and then had a shorter menu for their late evenings when they tend to get busier with drinkers. This is the best bet they have. So the two set out for yet another excursion into the cold. Luckily, they have these really pretty hats and gloves they just bought at the Kindle Market. They arrive to this bar and are seated with very little wait time. They order an appetizer and check out the menu. Of course, the mac and cheese catches both of their eyes. Blanche gives a little smirk to Dorothy and says, "I'm a little hesitant on mac and cheese when I go out. Pretty hard to beat mine." Dorothy's had Blanche's mac and cheese, so atop her chuckle, she thinks to herself, she's right. They both order their meals and snack on their appetizer, chatting about love, life, and how much they like to spend time with each other. If you're wondering if these are platonic friends, I promise you they are. They conclude their meal in all of its beautiful glory and set out to go back to their hotel for their nighttime sleep. This is the last night they'll have time to spend together, since Blanche leaves early in the morning. They have arrived back at the hotel, chat a little bit more, take off all of their makeup, and cozy their way under the sheets. The next morning around 5 a.m. or so, Blanche and Dorothy got up to prepare for Blanche's departure. Dorothy knows how much she's going to miss her friend, and she knows just what to do to send her off with a little love and start her morning off right. She walks over to Dunkin' Donuts, kind of looking like a mess. She waits for the staff person to arrive since they're obviously late for their morning shift. She goes back to the hotel when the person doesn't open the door, even though their hours stated they're supposed to be open. Feeling a little sad that she couldn't come back with an unsweetened iced tea and a breakfast sandwich that she knows her friend really likes. But Dorothy prevails. She's not the type of lady to give up. So she sets back out to Dunkin' Donuts, even looks at some alternative locations. This is Chicago, after all. The clerk finally opens the doors as Dorothy arrives once again, gets the iced tea and breakfast for the two of them, and takes it back to Blanche at the hotel. She walks in the door with smiles and greetings, anything to start her friend's day off right. They have breakfast together in the room while Blanche gets ready, and the sad part of the day begins. It's time for them to say goodbye. The two hug it out and head their separate ways once again for the time being. Dorothy makes note of all the places she wants to take her friend to eat the next time she's in Chicago.
So all the chances that story had to be sexy failed. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand at all. They're cuddled up underneath the covers.
Who knows what happened when the lights went down?
No, you said that it was very much platonic. You
Yeah.
specifically
Yeah, you
said
also, it would have been pretty rude to leave out that scene in the book. There's no editor here. You could have included it.
that. Obviously. Like, we could skip all the snacking and get to that part. Different kind of snacking. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Bound
saying?
chicka wow wow.
Alrighty.
So I have so many thoughts, so many feelings about this story.
What do you guys...
First of all, I live in Chicago. You didn't need to go to Yelp.
Well, they are not from Chicago. They're both visiting to Chicago.
He's saying if you don't need Uber, you need a Zach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dorothy and Blanche could have called me up.
Oh, because you wanted to get under the sheets.
Whoa, that's not. Whoa.
I mean, that's what I'm
happy
taking
to
away.
watch, but
I mean, they're the Golden Girls, so really, do we want to get under the sheets? I don't know, because one of them's dead.
also Blanche sounds like she sucks.
You sound like you suck.
So sorry if Blanche is a real person. But if you go to a restaurant and they say that they're closed, it doesn't matter what their hours say online. That means they're closed. You don't push. You don't ask a second time.
Yeah, you're not special. You're not,
And you
Well,
never
no,
get
but
to
like
say
they-
what your hours say. Listen here. They got no control over what Yelp says their hours are.
No, but if their website says their hours are a certain time and they answer the phone offering to help, why wouldn't you help?
Well, that was a restaurant's mistake. Never answer the phone offering to help.
exactly.
I never do.
That's not what you're there for.
That's a great point. Stop helping customers. They're never right.
Just answer the phone. Food. That's it.
And
That's misleading.
If you open at 11, say food at 11. We're not open early for you, Blanche. By the way, your name sucks.
You're terrible. What do you guys think the moral of this story is?
Learn how to order out.
Yeah, what's up? Says, loving your friends, spending time with your buds.
What I think the moral is that food is more important than friendships.
Or
Sure sounds that way to me anyway.
that food is more than just a means of sustaining life. Sometimes it's a facet that bonds a relationship together.
I mean, it's kind of superficial.
And Dunkin' Donuts.
No, but this is something that they enjoy. They like trying new places together. They enjoy making food for each other because that's part of their friendship is that whenever they get to spend time together, they'll try to cook meals for each other or they'll find a new place to explore together. So that's kind of part of their friendship.
You know what? That's another thing about Blanche, by the way. Oh, my mac and cheese is better than anyone else's could possibly be. I would never try it. You know what, Blanche? So what are you doing?
Right? Nobody's is that good.
You can always be improved.
Always. There's always something. And you know what? I've never had a fantastic mac and cheese in my life.
I've had a few.
You're out of your mind, Aaron.
What's that?
You're out of your mind. Mac and cheese it's the first thing I order at a restaurant.
Yeah, my favorite, Kraft.
What?
Wow. Rough.
You have low standards.
I like Velveeta's, shells and cheese. That was all right when that was around. Is that still a thing?
It's still a thing, but that's like
Sure.
barely a bump up.
No, that's wonderful.
He's like,
You haven't
I want the
lived.
broccoli one because I want to explore the flavors.
Why would I speak like that?
Jalapeno and bacon smoked Gouda mac and cheese. You haven't lived till you had it.
That sounds really good.
I don't like jalapenos, so no, it sounds like it's not Velveeta or Kraft.
Oh my God.
I feel like restaurant mac and cheese, and I'm sorry, it is not that delicious. I am not convinced.
What do you eat, hot dogs?
No, ew, I hate hot dogs.
Chicken nuggets?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a good chicken nugget, brother. You know what I'm saying? I prefer the chicken tender. Chicken nugget doesn't really feel like a chicken. And by the way, at some point in Smirk, can we have a discussion on where's all the chicken coming from? Because it's really bugging me every time I have chicken. How there's like 6 billion people eating chicken 3 times a day. There ain't 18 billion chickens.
I like your math.
Not daily, there's not. Someone needs to do the science on that.
We need to get you off this chicken topic.
Man, I'm going to make a whole episode of that chicken
I
thing.
would say, we need a chicken hotline.
What is the biggest bonding activity you guys have with your friends? How do you connect with the majority of your friends or even one particular friendship? What's the best way you connect with your friends?
The biggest bonding?
Yeah. Like, what's your bonding activity? For these two, it was to eat and to make food for each other and things like that. Do you typically like to go exercise with your friends or go to the bar,
Slow your roll, Alice.
play games?
I tend to bond through the shared pain of our childhoods.
That's your plan every time you guys get together. So tell me about 1997.
Hey,
Remember May?
no, your dad was a crackhead, right? Okay, man, that sounds rough.
Wait. You had both of your parents? I'm going to need you to leave.
Entitled a-hole.
Movies, man.
Movies?
Yeah, pretty easily. I mean, that's what I go because when you want to hang out with friends, you want to make sure that they're not talking
That's, yeah.
or texting. So only I am important in this particular relationship for 2 hours, and I don't want you to talk to me for the entirety of it.
Sounds very
Movies, yeah.
toxic.
Or healthy.
I suppose.
It's
Zach,
healthy.
is yours. I mean, I wouldn't put it past you to be damaged childhoods, but
It's gonna be video games, right, Mr. Gamer?
Yeah, if I think of the two strongest friendships in my life, it would be video games for one and DC Comics for the other. So some nerdy stuff.
do you guys have a favorite food or a food that you will never, ever touch?
Oh, is this part of the question?
Yeah.
Like, is this with the
We moved on.
theme? We moved on?
No one
You guys
cared about my
answered.
DC
What?
Comics talk.
I don't know what you want me to say to that.
Well, I
Okay.
assume if you tell us yours from the previous question, does that give something away like truth or fiction? What do you bond with your friends over? Maybe food?
Food, movies, puzzles, and games. I like board games a lot. What's
What's your favorite board game?
That's a tough question.
There's only one answer. It's Monopoly or
I
chess.
was going to
No, it's
say
Betrayal at
probably
House on the Hill.
Monopoly.
Okay.
Betrayal
Or chess.
at House on the Hill.
What?
That's the best board game.
No, it's not chess or Monopoly. That's wrong.
You would love Betrayal at House on the Hill, Aaron.
What is it?
What is it?
It's a horror-themed board game where
Ooh.
there are a high amount of variables every single time. And when me and my friends play, we put on like creepy music in the background and try to get into it. But it's you and a bunch of friends exploring a haunted mansion, but the tile sets are shuffled every time, so the house's layout is random, and then you'll encounter events, and eventually someone will betray the group and become the villain. But there are over 60 variations of how that can go, and every single time the play rules are slightly different.
Have you ever played Mysterium?
Wait, I want to know, in Zach's board game, at what point does the childhood come into play? Like, when? At what point does, and now we discuss some horrific moment from our childhood.
That's how we determine who plays first.
Nice. Who's got the better story?
You gotta knock it out right at the top.
Sounds like you were loved, Bob. Get back in line.
You know, Bob, why are you even here, Bob?
What is the game you asked? Mysterium?
Mysterium.
Never
I know
heard of it.
you've played it. Wait. No, you've seen it. I don't think you've played it.
Well, I'm glad you're in my mind. No, I've never played it.
No, because there was a group activity and you were
Is
around
it
for
called Monopoly or chess?
I love chess.
What about Clue? You just completely cut Clue out?
I love Clue the movie more than I love Clue the board game.
Great
Shame on
movie.
you.
Yeah, right?
Great episode of Psych, too.
Both of those things I bond with friends over. Way more than food.
Zach, have you heard of Mysterium? Because that's another horror-themed board game.
No, I can't say that I have.
There's one person who plays as a ghost, and everybody else has to kind of figure out, almost in a Clue-esque type of way, where it happened, with what, and who did it. But
I played that game. I grew up in the projects. Played it all the time.
so this is why Zach has bonded with you, damaged
Aw.
childhood.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah, I don't think Amanda's childhood is exempt either.
Everybody's got some kind of drama in their
Everybody's
childhood.
got
I know.
some
Except
Well,
for
not
Bob.
everybody.
Except for Bob.
That's why
No,
Bob
some,
was...
some people have like legendary chefs as fathers and have no sense of consequence in their life.
This feels very particular.
Legendary chefs.
Do you just want to like call this person out by name?
What's
Or legendary
so
excuse me,
random?
football players. I don't care what you're legendary at as actors. There are plenty of people who have different childhoods.
Okay.
I've even met people who claim to love both of their parents and visit them regularly.
And then secretly stab their pictures when they're not around?
No.
Or they actually do love them?
Yeah, they actually love them. That's why I can't get along with them.
Because you're like, what?
I just don't understand.
Every episode is the therapy of Zach Parkerson. I swear to God.
We learn a little bit more and we help him open up.
What was your other question? I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you, since food was so prominent in this story and in this friendship, what kind of foods do you guys absolutely hate or you really, really love? Like your favorites or your enemies in terms of food?
I hate mushrooms. So
Why?
Cooked or raw?
either, no matter how they come, they're
Mhm.
awful every time.
Why do you
So-
hate them so much? Did one do something to you as a child?
His father
Yes,
used to eat mushrooms.
Mushroom used to
was-
attack me in my sleep.
I was assaulted by a mushroom.
Did
So-
you have a bad experience on shrooms?
I don't know, man. They just don't taste good no matter how you prepare them. I've never liked them. And sometimes they're kind of slimy. I don't know, man. They're just bad news.
All right. So what do you love? Is there food you love?
Sushi,
Mm.
any
So
shape
you-
or size, any variety.
You're okay
I've
with
never-
slimy as long as it's not mushroom slimy?
If you're eating slimy sushi, you're eating the wrong sushi.
I feel like it kind of looks slimy.
You're thinking of fish.
You never had sushi?
I don't like seafood or fish or anything like that. So
You just covered the whole ocean. What else would there be?
I don't really like ocean.
Things that were wet at one time. I don't like damp food.
there you go.
Moist food. Ugh.
Yeah, that's a hard pass for me.
Love clam chowder. Clam chowder. I used to travel for a living, and I would have clam chowder every city I went to. It's a weird thing. I don't know why.
Hey, you're a big soup guy.
I love soup. It's like food, but it's liquid. I like it.
Saves on all that energy.
Yeah, right? I don't have to chew as much. I'm a big fan of that. I love clam chowder and, a good steak. Can't go wrong with a good steak.
Yeah, that's true.
Hate? Just anchovies, really. I don't even know why they're still a thing. They should be just cast back into
are
wherever
they
they.
a thing?
I don't even know where they come. Are they from the ocean, river, lake, tree moss? I don't know where they're from, but they don't deserve to be here.
You're okay.
No, you're wrong. Go have a
They're okay.
mushroom.
No, I will never eat a mushroom.
How do you guys eat your steak? You brought up steak. How do you eat your steak? Like, is there a favorite? And
What are we, a
how do you
cooking
cook
show
it?
now?
Well, we're talking food.
I like
She
it
really likes
sauteed.
She's probably definitely not one of the characters in the story.
Medium.
What kind of
Yeah, but-
steak
Medium guy as well. I'm a New York strip guy.
are you?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the right cut.
New York or filet, either one.
I'm exactly with you, except for I'm more medium well. I don't really want there to be
So burned.
No,
Wait,
not
who
burned.
are you with? Were you with the strip or are you with the filet?
Both.
Oh, okay.
I
My
like
mistake.
both. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've heard the ribeye is actually the best cut, but I've never. I'm not one that really subscribes to that theory.
I'm not
I've heard
interested.
every cut is the best cut at some point in my life.
Except round steak. No one's ever claimed that to be the best cut.
Well, yeah. How you guys feel about a nice Salisbury?
As long as there's some gravy in there, we're all good. We're all good. What about you, Amanda? Love it, hate it? Food?
Ooh,
You said seafood, so I assume that's a hate it.
don't like seafood.
Even though it's the
Hate
best.
onions. Hate onions. Don't ever put onions in my food.
Do you just not eat Mexican food at all?
No, I just get it without onions. Like I get
bet they hate-
tacos
I bet
or
they hate you.
they probably do. And then
They
I get fajitas without the onions, but I'll eat the peppers and the tomatoes and stuff.
Like,
so.
why do you even eat Mexican? It's not really Mexican.
Why are you here?
But I love all of the things that aren't good for you. So like pasta, I like steak, more pasta,
Deep fried everything.
calzones. I like
calzones
calzones
are
more
good.
than I like pizza typically.
That's out of bounds.
That's why Ben, Wyatt, and I are meant for each other. But anyway,
Who?
Ben Wyatt from
Okay.
Parks and Rec.
I don't know what that means.
He likes calzones.
Nobody
more than
else
pizza.
listening does either.
Yes, they
Everybody
do.
knows who Ben Wyatt is. Aaron.
It's Adam Scott's character.
You're going to be the only one who doesn't know who Ben Wyatt is.
I doubt it. Everybody else is like, what are they talking about?
There's 7 seasons of that show.
Why did Smirk spend all episode talking about food and cooking and then somebody's chef's dad?
In childhood traumas, Bob.
Childhood trauma. And why is
Well, I
Bob
think
still here?
They know coming to Smirk that there will be childhood trauma discussed. Come on.
That's really what their anticipation is for. It's not what the story or the moral is. It's what childhood trauma will Zach disclose to us this episode.
Everybody's listening for my therapy session. That's what it's all
It
about.
was never meant to be a very personal podcast, but suddenly it is every single week.
Next on Zach's trauma.
Oh, yeah, we could rename the show even.
I like that it's a subtle tone of the show.
We'll call it Zerk.
Zerk?
Oh, the Z. See?
Get out of here.
No,
It's not.
sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't.
Have you guys ever had a really great dining experience? Like,
Is this the third question?
yeah,
It feels like it's the eighth.
Okay.
it's
Really?
not. I just had other questions when we started talking about your food.
A really great dining experience?
Yeah, like a place that you were like wowed by the actual experience, or the food was just more incredible than you could have ever expected.
No.
Really?
I've eaten in a lot of places. It's kind of hard to narrow them down to like just one where I thought it was amazing.
Zach, have you had any really cool experiences or favorites for dining?
Ito Sushi in Chicago was the best food I probably have ever had, but they closed down now because the sushi chef's kids didn't want to take it over or something, so they just shut it down as opposed to selling it off. But it was utterly delicious, and I went there a lot.
Oh.
They knew me. It was a good time.
So this is where you developed feeling like you maybe had a family.
Yes, and then it was again taken away from me, as they always are.
Oh, you know what? There was one where I thought this was amazing. I was in San Diego and was on a pier, and there was a pier restaurant at the very end of the pier, and I heard that they had great clam chowder, which is why I went there, and it was fantastic. So there you go.
So the best clam chowder you've ever had is in San Diego?
Not the best clam chowder I ever had, the best dining experience
Okay.
that I ever had.
Where's the best clam chowder you've ever had?
Surprisingly, it was in Portland, Oregon.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I assume
Right there by the bay.
Right. I assume the clams were. But you know what? I went to Maine and New Hampshire. Yeah, they weren't close, and it should be better, honestly. But I wasn't impressed.
There's Zach, you might know of this restaurant. There's one, it's called CPOG, Chicago Pizza Oven and Grinder. And anytime I have a friend who comes into this area, because I'm not too far from Chicago, I'll always want to take them to that place. It's really hard to get in. They don't take reservations. You have like a 2 to 3 hour wait. It's not the experience for everyone.
Wait, a 2 to 3 hour wait?
Yeah, it's kind of a Chicago thing.
I'm never that
That's
hungry.
been happening the past few years. Is restaurants not doing reservations, and people get really excited about it. It's weird.
I'm not excited about the no reservations, but it is cool that they basically check you in by the manager owner remembering your face. And he never, since I've been in there, he's never gotten it wrong out of order. And there
That's
are
really-
a lot of people there.
That's a little more unusual.
Yeah.
Wow.
It used to be, it was at once the lookout for the St. Valentine massacre.
Oh, this sounds like a fun place to party.
Wait, is this restaurant across the street from like a cemetery?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Is it near the Lincoln Park Zoo?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Okay,
Are you just
great.
going to name
So-
every monument in Chicago until she gets one?
No.
Is it at the Bean?
Those two things are right next to each other, but I'm pretty sure the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, I think. Anyway. I think I know where she's talking about. I think I've walked past it and gone, what the heck is this line about?
Yeah, and it's a small little place. It's not very big at all, and they have like steps that you can kind of hang out and drink your alcohol from the bar if you want while you're waiting. So people kind of mingle outside a little bit, but their food is served. It's a pot pie almost. So it comes with a bowl. They basically put all the stuffing or all of the toppings inside, stuff it, do the cheese, and then do the crust on the outside around the bowl. And then they bake it like that. And then when
You're
they
getting so excited about pot pie.
No, this is seriously one of
It's
the
amazing.
best and coolest pizzas I've ever had. And then when they serve it to you, they just kind of tip it upside down and take the bowl off. So all of the cheese is hot and melty from being at the bottom of the bowl. And when they give it to you, they serve it to you and they do everything for you. But it's so good. And you can get it in half a pound or a pound of pizza, which is just ridiculous. And then you can get their like Mediterranean bread, and it has all these amazing seasonings on it.
We don't need the whole
good.
menu.
I'm just telling you what to get there. But anyway, the reason I think this place got really popular is because it was on the Food Network or something. So it got popular from that.
Everything's been on the Food Network.
That's likely true. I'm sure
Well,
McDonald's
in
has
Chicago anyway.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
People love to say like, "Oh my God, did you see that it was on Triple D?" And it's not impressive anymore.
Triple D, like the breast?
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, Triple D.
Good to know.
You.
So, what do you guys think about this story? Do you think it's truth or do you think it's fiction or triction? It can be triction.
Gonna go with a hard truth on this one.
Yeah, let me think. Give me a second. Hey, Bob. What do you... Yep, Bob says truth.
I'm sorry I insulted your friend, Amanda.
That's all right. She's probably listening to
Wait,
this
which one are
episode.
you, Dorothy or Blanche?
I'm Dorothy.
Which one was the one they had to go eat everywhere? I don't remember. That was
Both had to go eat everywhere.
They both. That was like part
Blanche
of
was
their.
just being rude about it.
She wasn't rude. She was not.
She was.
Rude. No.
They said they were closed. You leave at that point.
Oh my God, we weren't.
I'm with Zach.
We weren't there. We called them to ask about their seating arrangement because their website.
So it is true then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I was really
So-
really.
Yeah, you
concerned.
guys
Very
definitely offended a real person. So
Well, what are you gonna,
Oh, well.
email me, Zach@smirkpodcast.com.
so abrupt and savage. But no, we had called them because their website said that they were still open and we wanted to know what their seating was like if we needed to just say, hey, we're going to be there in, 5-10 minutes. And they were like, we're closed. And you could hear people like in the background kind of
Well,
dining.
they might be prepping.
Yeah, well, and
An
also, even if
hour?
you are closed, people are probably still eating. Restaurants close while people are still eating their
No,
meals.
that's fair. That's fair. But why answer the phone offering to help and you still have an hour before your time says you guys are closing? You're in Chicago, for God's sake.
I'm gonna give you a piece. I'm gonna give everyone listening a piece of advice, and never call a restaurant asking, "What's your wait like? What will your wait like be in 5-10 minutes?" Just don't do it.
Why?
It's infuriating.
But why?
There's no way we can predict that. And then every time we give you a wait time, people just come in and say, like, well, it said it was 10 minutes. Yeah, that was 30 minutes ago when you called.
Well, this was more like
Things change.
we know you guys are only open for another hour, so we're just kind of seeing should we tell you that we're on our way so that way you can kind of you know that there are more people
It
coming
sounds
in.
like they really just didn't want you to come in.
They didn't. They did
No,
not.
because they want to go home to their families.
Who cares
stop
about
making
what their
everything
arms
about
are?
you.
We were so hungry.
Why don't you just sit there and snuggle in your weird ass platonic friendship?
We did. We snuggled.
Because guys don't ever do that.
Why? You guys can snuggle if you want.
No,
I've snuggled with a dude or two.
See?
that doesn't surprise me. Not
Somebody
even
who
a little
had a
bit.
lot of
does that
emotional
mean?
baggage. They exchanged that emotional baggage and they had a moment.
Yeah, we wept into each other's arms.
Yeah. Zach has personal connections sometimes, people.
I got nothing. I'm just saying it's weird.
It's weird for you.
No,
maybe.
it's weird in general.
It's weird. It's weird that you don't have any good friends, Aaron.
I know. I'm going to go hang out with them. Guys, can we cuddle? I don't want to cuddle at anybody. Period.
Not even your wife.
No, I don't.
No, I know. Yeah, she's told me.
I want to sit in the corner and be ice.
You and
And
Zach
I'm the
can
one
hang
with
out.
problems, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Anything else?
No.
Well, we already know the title, don't we?
Yeah, that's.
Are there any other questions you want to ask about, like what,
think I
what
asked
we
you
ate
guys
for
a
dinner
lot.
last week, or what we're going to have for
No.
next Thursday?
Hot
Why
Pockets.
why would you have Thursday planned out of next week?
Yeah, let's talk about Hot Pockets. Is that a calzone, like a
Did
generic
you know that
calzone?
Hot Pockets honestly refers to their food item as a sandwich on the back of the box? That's absurd. That is not a sandwich. That's a debacle.
Well, you can hold it in a little holder thingy.
Yes, I know. It's a little crisper.
Yeah.
You still eating Hot Pockets, Aaron?
No,
he likes the roast beef or
I'm
the
not
pepperoni.
against them.
Whatever gets you sustenance, I guess.
Is there really any sustenance in there?
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, well, we know that one was true as hell. So, as our show goes, we'll occasionally pick listener
Be
stories to read and discuss on Smirk. If you'd like a chance to have yours read, email to mystory@smirkpodcast.com. Join the conversation by joining our Facebook group or follow us on Twitter @SmirkPodcast. And be sure to use the show's hashtag Smirk. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to subscribe to Smirk on your podcast app of choice and check out our website at smirkpodcast.com. And I do want to tell you guys, please, if you are enjoying the show, share it with your friends. Apparently share this one with a recipe because that might go hand in
Ooh,
hand.
that would be great.
Throw it
Take
on
this all your
Instagram.
legendary chef fathers.
Exactly. Whatever the hell that means. Do that. Because the only way people find out about the show is if they hear about it from you, the listener. So please share the show on your social media outlets. We'd greatly appreciate it.
And as you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk.
So was that really a story or just you just wanted to shout out to your friend and say, hey, I miss you?
No, I wanted to talk about food. And so I had to find a
Pretty
story.
clear you want to talk about food, man.
I wanted to know what kind of, I wanted to have a foodie discussion. And because I wanted something simple and lighthearted. I feel like I've had a lot of kind of somber.
You've had somber?
That's true. Zach has taken the reins on that.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if there's a somber king, it's not you.
Well, that's because I would be a queen, not a king,
Oh,
obviously.
my Lord.
Oh, you know what? Let's not gender lordship, okay?
Let's not gender identify